The Big Show on Hauraki. Cheers, Tui, for bringing back the laughs in a world gone mad. Yeah, right.
Welcome to the biggest show on earth.
Our biggest show.
The biggest.
This is big.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue and Keezy.
Oh, g'day, you mad bastards. Great to have your company this Monday afternoon, the 21st of October 2024. And you, my friends, are listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Tui.
Yeah, get it in ya.
How good.
Yeah. Did you smoke a few darts while you're away, Hoy?
Mate, I smoked so many darts, it's not even funny. But it's actually the Nicorette that hit me then.
Oh, really?
I haven't taken it out of my mouth, Mogi.
Yeah.
Now, listen, mate.
Yeah.
Are my eyes deceiving me? Or are you even more of a stud than when I left? I mean, how much more muscly can you get, man? That T-shirt is just absolutely bursting at the seams, you stallion. How's life?
Yeah, going pretty grouse, you mad dog, you sick son of a bee. Yeah, I was going to not go. I was going to give the gym a miss today, to be honest with you, man. And then I thought, what am I thinking, then? It's Hoity J's first day back after a week away.
Totally.
A week at sea, as it were. I've got a duty to get into that gym and get a pump on.
Yeah.
So that Hoity J can be fizzing when we tick over 4 p.m.
Oh, look, I won't lie to you, man. I'm massively aroused. And when Mogi arrived at the office, I was already here in anticipation, and he was cooking himself his little broccoli and desiccated chicken meal, and I just couldn't help but notice the bulbing veins in his arms. I was like, geez, boy, you're looking good, man. You're looking good.
Hey, speaking of looking good.
Yeah, I tell you what, Pugs, he's just been regaling us about the absolute...
I haven't regaled anything,
massive weekend that he just had, and he's like
Jase.
He's like the cat that got the
staring
cream.
Daggers.
He's like the cat that got the cream at the moment. How are you, Pug son? Good to see
well,
you, man.
Hey, it's great to have you back, Hoity J. I did miss you last week.
Yes.
And it's a pleasure to be here with you folks.
I tell you
as
what.
always.
Your hair's looking great, so you had to wash it after the filth that went on over the weekend. But hey,
Don't just stay away from that. You can't. It's not fair.
Can I just say, Keezy's not here today.
yes, he's not here.
He's not here. He's away. He's jet setting around the joint. From all reports, he had an absolute shocker at the Sydney Opera House.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last night. He's embarrassed himself. He's embarrassed his partner, and he's brought great shame on the Hauraki Big Show. So we're going to hear all about that when he gets back on Wednesday.
Yes, that's. I had no idea that Keezy was over in Sydney. Actually, I don't remember approving it at any stage. You know what I'm saying? So I was pretty filthy that when I arrived, he wasn't going to be on air. But hey, Pug son, you always do a great job. You stallion. I tell you what, we've got a massive,
You got some fast segues going, man.
massive show ahead. So stay tuned. Let's kick off with a bit. Oh, of course, Green Day.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue and Keezy.
Yes, indeed. Pearl Jam there on the radio. Hauraki Big Show this Monday afternoon. The time is 12 minutes past 4 o'clock. Just a reminder, no Keezy till Wednesday.
Yep.
He's over in Sydney partying it up by the sounds of it. Didn't get permission from me, but there you go. But what we're going to do right now is something we haven't done for a little while. The Big Show Big Poll.
The Big Poll.
Yes, indeed. And the question today is, what was your sporting event of the weekend?
That's right. We had a hell of a weekend, didn't we? The Kiwis all over the world bringing great pride onto the country with their victories left, right and centre. And started off with a bit of Team New Zealand there.
Yeah, mate.
Absolutely pumping the British.
Pumping them.
Just pump. It was
Giving them an arse slapping, if I can put it that way.
I
Mogi.
wish you would.
Arse slapping.
We smashed them 7-2 to seal our third victory in the third consecutive victory in the America's Cup. Hell of a result. God, and just glued to it.
Yes,
absolutely glued to it. Then of course. And this flew under the radar, Pug son. I don't know how that happened, to be honest with you, mate.
Oh, yeah?
But the Constellation Cup, the Silver Ferns were playing Australia. We didn't just beat the Australian, those Aussie bastards, lying scumbags. Pumped them 64-50.
Arse slapping.
You like that?
Well, arse slapping.
Do you, Pugs?
Yeah, man.
Good. All
That
right.
doesn't surprise me at all, you massive...
Stick to the sport,
carry on.
man.
Focus.
The White Ferns.
Oh,
Now, they lost 10 games on the trot leading into this World Cup. They're written off by all and sundry, including you, Jase,
yes.
including me. To be fair to them, they were terrible. They were woeful for
Yes.
probably a couple of years, and it was difficult to watch them play.
Yes, it was.
Gave them absolutely no chance, and yet they managed to win the first World Cup in the history of New Zealand, a T20 World Cup in this case, defeating South Africa, which I'm absolutely bloody thrilled about. Taking another loss to South Africa would have really sent me into a spiral.
Yes. I was glued to that whole tournament, man.
Oh, it was good, man. It was unreal. And then, of course, the Black Caps, with just their third victory on Indian soil in the test match there, we got the Indians out for the lowest score ever. Actually, the lowest score ever in Asia at all, across the board, Pakistan, you name it, UAE. 46 they were out for in that first innings. Difficult to come back from there, of course, but they nearly did.
Yeah, they nearly did. That test match for cricket lovers was cricket erotica.
It was.
And I must admit to a certain level of surely we can't lose a test match after we bowl them out for 40 odd. We get 400. They get 400 odd and get a lead of 107.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, now come on now.
Well, nothing but I didn't feel like it was in the bag by any stretch of the imagination, particularly when Latham goes out second ball.
Yes.
Bumrah was absolutely on fire. Devon Conway looked all at sea. But the great thing about Devon Conway, while he looked amateurish, like he'd never held a cricket bat in his life,
Sure.
he ate up about 5 or 6 overs of Bumrah, which is a good thing.
Well, I tell you what, Bumrah on day 5 in India, not a good proposition, fellas.
Not good there, Pugs.
But what we're going to do, what did you call it there, Pugsana? Like a subscription bubble or
yeah,
something?
subscription service, man. Subscribe to our
Talk
channel.
us through it.
No, so what I want you to do is give us a text on 3483 what you think the sport of the weekend was. Also, I'm going to put a submission box up on the Hauraki Big Show Instagram story there under the big poll. So it's not necessarily voting for an option. It's more just you tell us what your sport was from the weekend. And, of course, as always, we've got Tui prize packs to give away, fellas.
Yeah,
Everybody who
good.
submits over Instagram or over 3483 or over the iHeartRadio talkback function, you will go in the draw for one of those Tui prize packs.
Good stuff, Pugs. We'll give you our opinions next. I think I know where you're going, Mogi.
Yeah.
Here's the Pixies.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jase, Mike and Keezy. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Foo Fighters there. Oh, yeah, I was a bit early there. I was a
Yeah,
bit
a bit
pre-ejaculative, wasn't I? Sorry
Yeah.
about that, fellas. Now, we asked on the Big Show Big Poll today, what was your sporting highlight of the weekend? Mogi, what's the text machine telling us on 3483?
Let me just say, mate, it's lighting up over here,
I
man.
can imagine.
They are pouring in. We forgot Formula One. Liam Lawson.
Oh, yeah.
Who did bloody well, but then got a penalty, and I think he got put back to 19th or 20th in the on the grid they call it. Jase, I don't know if you know your Formula One, brother, but they
Yeah,
call
we,
it the,
we called it something different when I was driving, but yeah.
What'd you call it?
Pardon?
Huh?
they call it the grid. Anyway, he climbed up and finished in 9th, which is pretty bloody good, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate Formula One. I couldn't care less. But there's only, however many drivers there are in the world, let's say 24.
Sure.
And he's one of them.
Sure.
It's an amazing achievement.
Who
Will
is
I
he
watch
again?
it? Oh, Liam Lawson, I think.
Never
Yeah.
heard of him.
No, he's a Formula One driver, man.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, nice. Sweet.
So that's one person there. Another one of these texts that have come through on 3483, and by all means, keep them coming.
Yes.
And also a talkbacks there through the iHeartRadio app, Pugs on right. I want you to keep on championing that.
Tui prize packs to give away as well if you get yourself in there.
Good on you. Now, Thames Valley winning the Heartland over the weekend.
Oh.
Heartland Rugby, how good was that?
That's so good, mate. I was glued to the screen.
Yeah, I wanted to have a chat to you, just as an aside there, is about how do we feel about the America's Cup? Because obviously it's an incredible victory.
Yes.
It has been a part of New Zealand culture, Kiwi culture, since I was a kid, and they were punishing us in Fremantle and KZ7 and all of that sort of stuff. It's been a long
Yes.
time. And we've won 3 in a row now. So I wonder if it's lost a little bit of value. Also the fact that they don't have it here. I mean, how have you enjoyed? Let's start there.
Okay, I'll start with how I've enjoyed it. I've been riveted. And I've got to be honest with you, I hate sailing.
Yeah.
I'm more of your surfer guy.
Sure.
Your kneeboarding and all that sort of stuff. sort of sailing in and of itself. I sit the front, guys. Jeez.
Sort of like bikini competitions and stuff. Hey, that's more your thing.
But I'm more of a sort of relaxed, surfy, kneeboarding kind of guy. Seriously, every morning, Hoity J would get up, have a durry.
Oh, yeah.
Get my coffee there, go out into the porch and watch the America's Cup. And I was riveted.
On the porch.
I was riveted by the America's Cup. And I don't know why, quite genuinely, because I hate sailing. But just something about the magnificence.
Yeah.
We talk about Formula One. It's Formula One on the water.
Yes.
Of those boats just hooning through the water. I just loved it. And there was a bit of controversy. I was reading an article, how Ineos Britannia came back and won 2 races.
They did.
Apparently the story goes, the rumour goes, that the sponsors went, "Hey up, Team New Zealand, this is going way too fast. You guys need to chuck a couple here because otherwise it's going to look really bad and we want to extend it out." I don't know whether that's true or not, but we were certainly dominant. I was filthy that they took it to Barcelona. I want it back home. I want it here. I want to be able to go down to the harbour and after a bit of surfing, watch the sailing, Mogi. You know
exactly,
what I mean?
I do, and I think I feel the same way as well because I'm very happy for them.
Yes.
There's a lot of Kiwis involved. There's, Grant Dalton and Peter Burling and old mate Blair Tuke there as well.
God, he's good looking.
Oh, how good. All of them. All 3 of them. You wouldn't kick any of them out of bed.
Actually, that's true. I'd go 3 ways. Absolutely.
Oh, you'd fill your boots, that's for sure. But there's a lot of Kiwis doing wonderful things overseas, and I'm not sure that means that they're doing it for all New Zealand. And you call the thing Team New Zealand, but is it? I mean, what makes it? I don't really see the connection, to be honest with you.
Yeah, same.
And if they came back here, I think that would certainly help because it's it's the middle of the night in another country, so it was hard. I certainly didn't feel America's Cup fever as I was walking up and down the street.
Yeah.
I didn't have people stop me asking me if I was watching the America's Cup, Hoity J.
Yeah. Well, neither, but then again, I didn't leave my house.
No, true.
You know what I mean? I just punched durries all day and just, had coffees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As well as, the White Ferns. How good. The whole woman's T20.
So you got up and watched that?
Pardon?
The Hauraki Big Show podcast.
Yes, indeed, live there on the radio. Hauraki Big Show this Monday afternoon. The time is 4:36. For those of you just joining us, by the way, apparently Keezy's away in Sydney at the moment till Wednesday.
Yeah.
Didn't ask me for permission. Slack ass.
Hey, just got a text through here, Jase.
Yeah, man.
Just been talking about the sports, haven't we?
Yeah.
The best matchup of the weekend. Oh, no, sorry. Sporting highlight. Firstly, marching is a sport. Empire Seniors won their first competition of the season. How good?
Oh, seriously, man.
Is there anything better, man?
Oh,
I mean, other than everything?
the funny thing is there, Mogi, when you and I used to march.
We did.
I think it was one of the happiest times of my life being part of a marching team.
Yeah, it's organised, isn't it?
I've still got my hat.
Yes.
My marching hat with the big feather coming out the top of it.
Yeah.
Do you still got your big drum there?
I did. I did used to beat the drum, keep the time. 5, 6, 7, 8, all of that sort of stuff. Pugs, you would understand it. It's sort of musical jargon. But, we did some pretty amazing things, both in New Zealand and only in New Zealand, actually. It's the only place in the world where people do it because it's that good.
Yeah, man.
It's that good.
I tell you what,
5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, wow. I was the baton guy that did the twirling baton at the front of it. And I often talk about my rootin' days.
Yeah, that's true.
And I tell you what, during my marching days, with old Hoyt twirling his baton.
I'll tell you what, and it was a bloody tragedy, Jason. I hate to bring it up because I know that it still affects you. It affects me. I was there.
Sure.
But we got into the finals there at the Nationals, representing Horowhenua Kapiti. And Hoity J's finale was he would throw his baton into the air and sort of catch it around his back and then stomp on one foot and everyone would, come to attention.
Right.
Bloody beautiful it was, and he threw it up in the air and he tripped and landed on his stomach with his buttocks pointing towards the sky, and lo and behold, if the baton didn't come down and land directly in his anus.
Won us the competition though, didn't it?
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue and Keezy.
Yes, indeed, Metallica there on the radio. Hauraki Big Show this Monday afternoon. The time is 4:49. I tell you what, Mogi, looking outside there, mate, it's a glorious spring day, and it was nice to I mean, I missed you fellas.
Yeah.
You know, I had to get, I went away for a week and did a bit of hunting and fishing, which was really nice. Did a bit of snorkeling. Did a bit of surfing, which was good. Jeez. Tell you what, I haven't surfed for a while.
Sure.
The old because I'm a knee boarder, as most people probably know out there, and the old knees aren't quite what they used to be.
So you surfed instead?
What?
Huh?
So it was really nice, and then spent a bit of time at home and a lot of love making.
Yes.
A lot of durry smoking.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of sport watching.
Do you spend most of your time on your side?
Actually, I spent so much time on my side that I got like a bruise on my hip.
Yeah, they call them bed sores.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like a bed sore. And I was sort of hobbling all over the place. And then I went up to beautiful Mangawhai
Oh, yes.
for the weekend, which was really, really nice. And, as I mentioned in our podcast earlier, I'm at that age now where I'm approaching death.
Yes.
And it's really important that when you get a bit of time out, that you really make use of it. You know what I'm saying?
Racing towards death.
Yeah, I feel like I'm racing towards death. Yeah, for sure.
But that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've had a good life.
Wow.
I've achieved some great things.
You've stayed alive this long, man, that's for sure.
Well, that's right, you know, and actually, I'll be honest, what I did was mostly watch TV, smoke durries and drink coffee.
Yes.
And that was about it.
And did you catch anything when you were out fishing, man? What'd you catch?
Yes, I caught a shit ton of fish.
Yeah, right.
And I saw you guys posting some of the fish on the Instagram there, the old undersized fish. And, a lot of people bag people for catching undersized fish and not throwing them back. Why would you? Is my point.
Thank
because
you.
Well, just legalities.
I'm a big sushi sashimi nigiri fan. And those little 10 centimetre, 15 centimetre snappers, beautiful and perfect for
Good
nigiri.
eating.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Beautiful, tender meat.
Yeah.
I did do a bit of hunting, pheasant, quail. What else did I get? Seal.
Oh, yes.
But
the singer.
No, not the singer. Is he still going, incidentally?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
He's a hit machine, man.
And a sex machine, too.
He is a sex machine, yeah.
But, I didn't eat any of that stuff because I'm not into birds and stuff. I would never eat a bird in my life.
No, you'll find often that a feral cat will come and eat those.
Yeah, totally.
So you just sort of, you shoot them or you run them over with a car or whatever it might be, and then the cats will find them and sort of drag them away. And
Totally.
Yeah.
What I do is I just put
It's the circle of life.
I just build a pile of corpses. And just, it's like fill your boots. It's like for all the other wild creatures out there, it's like a buffet. Just help yourself. There's a bit of seal there.
Yeah.
There's a bit of quail. There's a bit of dolphin. Just fill your boots. A few undersized snappies. Good times, mate. But having said that, it's great to be back with you fellas.
Oh, it's bloody marvellous, mate. And
Yeah. When are you going
Certainly
on a break,
missed
man?
you. Not till December. I've got a long way to go. Yeah, it'll be about 7 months since I've had a break, and I'll tell you, I'm rooted, man.
The Hauraki Big Show podcast.
Talking heads there on the radio, Hauraki Big Show this Monday afternoon. Just a reminder, if you're joining us now, Keezy away till Wednesday, Mogi. Living it up in beautiful old Sydney town. Now, listen, coming up after 5 o'clock, I've got an apology to make. Oh. And, I was away for that week, and I felt so bad about it all that week, and I just need to get it off my chest.
Sure.
And own it. Also, my wife had a real go at me about my how I fuel up my car.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get your guys' opinion on it.
I've got a feeling we've already talked about this, but I'm glad that your wife's putting the boot in. That'll help our cause.
She totally had a go at me. In fact, we nearly called off the holiday because of it. All that after 5 o'clock.
The The Hauraki Big Show with Jase, Mike and Keezy. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Welcome back, you massive backbones. You're listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Tui.
Get it in you.
Yeah, man. Hey, in celebration of them bringing back their world-famous billboards, if you've got any ideas for a billboard, just text us 3483 and we'll run it up the flagpole and send it through to management.
Yeah, we might be able to do something about that later this week, Hoity J, because I understand there's an 0800 number that you can call. If you've got an idea for the billboard, you can ring it up and you can record it there and there. That is the flagpole.
Right.
So we might get involved in that later in the week.
Too good.
Hey, as the self-proclaimed irreverent voice of the nation, Tui reckons the world's gone a little too serious. Yeah, right, eh, fellas? Hey, fellas.
We've been having some issues with the read on that last week with Keezy. But old Pugs just walked in and just nailed it.
You like that?
Oh, so good.
Yeah, that's how you do it, man.
It doesn't even feel like a liner, does it? It just feels like a bit of chat amongst the boys.
It was very conversational, I felt. Sort of very organic, just kind of flowed through.
Well, in
They're going to be stoked with that one, I'll tell you.
To Pugson, who's just if you've just joined us, he had a good weekend.
Why?
Oh, just
Jase.
Pugs.
Did you have a good weekend or not?
I had a lovely weekend.
Yeah,
It was great.
yeah.
It was great.
Yes,
Thanks for asking.
And so, and for those of you just joining us, by the way, Keezy's away till Wednesday over in Sydney town. Good times. Hey, now coming up very shortly, I've got an apology to make. It's something that's been bugging me over this last sort of week or so that it's very poor of me, and I want to address it after the next couple of tunes, if you don't mind me, fellas.
Okay.
Oh, bit of Lenny. How good.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue and Keezy.
Yes, indeed, the Red Hot Chili Peppers there on the radio. Hauraki Big Show this Monday afternoon. The time is 14 minutes past 5. And fellas, something's been bugging me over this last week.
Has it?
Has it been bugging you, has it?
Yeah, man. But anyway, you know, I like to think in this show we're mates.
Yes, to a degree.
We care about each other. You know, if one of us is down, the team lifts the other, people up.
Yeah.
You know, we enjoy each other's company and all that sort of stuff. And
Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. But actually, can I have the apology music, please, Pugson? There's a very special person in the Big Show, and I often make reference to his looks and a stallion he is. I tell you what, nothing much has changed in the week that I've been away. In fact, it's just got better. Talk about an eyeful. Bloody muscles popping out all over the bloody place. Big bulbous veins, tight buns, massive thighs, actually. He's obviously done some leg work. But while I was away, it was a very special day for one member of the Big Show. Sunday, I think it was.
Oh, yeah.
Sunday. And, I want the audience out there to know that we're always in touch with each other, even when we're not doing the show.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Always banging on. Old Pugson telling us his adventures over the weekends.
Jase.
Stuff.
Can you just keep focused, please, man?
But it was your birthday, Mogi.
It was.
And when I got...
48 years young.
Yeah. Well, this is the other thing. I mean, you're hurtling towards death. You're wading right into stroke, heart attack territory now.
I am.
You know what I mean? And so it was your birthday on Sunday. I believe you were in Queenstown, if I was not mistaken.
That's right.
And I was going through my messages and stuff the other day, and I went, oh, my God. I didn't message Mogi or anything for his birthday. I didn't send him a gift. I didn't do anything.
Did you not?
And I said to my wife, I forgot to wish old Mogi a happy birthday. And she said, seriously?
Yeah.
She said she had.
She went into some detail.
Did she? Yeah.
She hit me up on Insta.
Did she?
She did.
Yeah, okay. Well, so I just want to say, mate, that happy birthday.
No, thank you.
And I felt really bad that I didn't do it on the day. And tell you what, the gift I've got you, primo.
Is it really?
It's just taking a while to get here because it's coming from overseas. And apparently there's sort of, what do you call it, chain sort of situation. What's that phrase called economically?
Yeah, it's hard to know.
Yeah, just transporting issues. Just leave it at that.
Yeah, sure. Logistical issues.
So I just wanted to say, mate, I hope you had a special day, and my bad for not actually saying it on the day.
Well, I've just gone back to while you've been, running your yap there. I've just gone back into the WhatsApp. Christopher Key, that's Keezy, as you guys know. He started it off on at 10:30 in the morning. Happy birthday, Mogi. So that was quite good.
Yeah, that's nice.
Then Pugs, James Pugsley. You've come in.
That's me, yeah.
At
I'm amazed you had time to go on the app.
So that was 2 minutes later. You said happy birthday! Exclamation point! Exclamation point!
Yeah.
Not bad. Sort of lacked a bit of personal touch, but
you didn't like the video I made for you either? You didn't like that one?
That was
video.
just while I'm talking here, Pugs. And then, Jase, you came in 1 minute later and you said, indeed, old chum.
Oh, I did.
And then you gave me a love heart, which I thought was going a bit far, actually. So I deleted that.
Oh, June. Underworld, turn it up.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue and Keezy.
Yes, indeed, Kings of Leon there on the radio. Hauraki Big Show this Monday afternoon. Is your sex on fire, Mogi?
It has been on occasion, but
Yeah.
with the right prescription drugs there, Pug saying you're going to be all good, all right, brother?
Oh, me?
Yeah, good. Hey, if your sex is on fire and it's been on fire for some time, as has the burning romance in your life, maybe it's time for you to bend the knee and make that special proposal to that special person in your life. Because the good bastards at Diamonds on Richmond have given us a $10,000 engagement ring
That's
to
right,
give away.
that's changed while you were gone.
It changed, did it?
$10 million ring.
Is it 10 million now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you hear about that, Pug?
Holy smokes, I didn't hear about that, man.
Okay.
I'm happy to be hearing about it
yeah.
now, though.
Well, even more incentive there, Mogi. Can you imagine, maybe if you were like me, it took me about 14 years?
To propose?
Yes.
Is that true?
Could you tell me? Because you seem to know more about it than I do.
I don't think so. I think it was pretty early days because you were, I remember when you proposed. I remember how you proposed and what the situation was. And I don't imagine that situation would have happened after 14 years into the relationship. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So it was probably about 10 years into the relationship.
I proposed 1 year into the relationship with my now wife.
Yes.
I
you
knew
knew
straight
she
away.
was the one.
I
Yes.
did. I knew very early on, Pugs, very early on.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
And it was just a matter of lying and making her think that I was something that I wasn't, someone that she'd wanted to start a family with, spend the rest of her life with, and just trying to trick her, just enough. Just to get her over the line there, because the longer you leave it, Pugs, and a lot of people don't know this,
Right.
The more likely she is to find out your deceptions.
Yeah, exactly. There'll be a moment, or he or she,
thank you.
they go, hang about.
Yeah.
It's like 14 years and hang about.
And there's something about a woman's intuition, or a men's,
Yes.
where at some point they just think to themselves, something ain't adding up here,
Yeah.
brother.
Methinks something is amiss.
That's right. So the trick is to get the old $10,000 ring on their finger from Diamonds on Richmond.
10 mil. 10
That's
million.
right.
Yeah. Now, a few people have been sending in their proposal ideas on, I don't know what it's on, actually. What is it on?
Oh,
Pugs?
well, you go. Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah,
No,
Hauraki.co.nz. They can enter that there and, send us a little bit of an idea of what they might be planning, and we might be able to help them out as well, fellas.
Great stuff.
Like this person here says, she's a road rager, so maybe I'll drive crazy in front of her, then hold up a sign or something.
Oh.
It's creative.
Yeah. I should point out, too, that the Big Show will be a part of it if you want us to.
Yes.
Is it only if they want us to?
I think...
They should be forced to have us involved whether they like it or not.
Yeah, that's true.
It adds a certain danger and risk to the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Which I quite like. Imagine if, it's the love of your life, you're looking forward to proposing, you've got this perfect ring, $10 million worth, and we somehow bugger it up for you.
Yes.
Well, in that scenario, one of you could be driving, and then the other guy could hold up the sign saying, "Will you marry me?"
Sure.
We
had a run of about 7 proposals where the Big Show jumps out of bushes saying backbone.
Yeah. I think,
you know,
that's how you do it,
but
man.
I think if maybe that is something, and that could just be the universal thing we do. They propose, so we're not involved in it.
Sure.
If the person says yes, we jump out of a bush and say backbone.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And
If
if they say no,
well, we're pretty inclusive with the backbone, aren't we? So maybe it'd still be the same result.
I think so. What else you got there, Pug son?
in Dunedin, this person plans to propose at the University of Otago. That's where we met 17 years ago. Get all our mates together for a weekend, stage a party on Great King Street in front of one of our old flats, and I'll drop the knee. That's romance.
Sounds
baby.
like you need to let go of your past there, man. Hey,
Yeah.
something weird about that.
We'll keep those proposals coming in, and you could win that $10,000 engagement.
10 million, apparently.
Oh, 10 million,
According
sorry.
to Mogi.
Geez, it's amazing how much it's changed since I've been away.
It's fluctuating, I'll say
Yeah,
that.
for sure. There's She-Hut.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keezy.
David Bowie there on the radio. Hauraki Big Show this Monday afternoon. The time is 5:52. Incidentally, Mogi, regarding your birthday weekend, because of course I was away last weekend. Good weekend, was it?
It was an amazing weekend. Very, very relaxing, Jase.
Yes. Did your wife surprise you? Because that was the whole thing, wasn't it? Or was that my
She
imagination?
surprised me. No, not really.
Right.
Actually, she did tell me a story. She did surprise me with that one.
Right.
It's good, isn't it, when you sit down and you have a yarn. And we did a good solid 12 or 13 hours drinking, her and I, that day.
Good Lord.
Responsibly.
Got to bed about...
Responsibly, of course.
Well, righto. And then got to bed about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
And then had to get up with the kid. Forgot we had a kid.
Oh.
Forgot we had flights. Forgot I had radio that day. But yeah, had a ball.
Yes.
Had a bloody ball.
Oh, would have been nice to have been down. Did you have a spa or anything like that?
Did have a spa, mate.
Yeah.
Jeez, it was good. Tell you what. And at one point, Jase, I went outside to check that my daughter's ranch slider door was locked in the middle of the night.
Yes.
Because I'm always worried about those sorts of things. I didn't want to wake her up. So I went outside. And they had a camera on the outside to make sure you didn't have too many visitors, and it was activated by a motion sensor.
Sure.
And I went running towards it and just stark bollock naked, with probably a 0.37 to 0.68 rager.
Right, okay. Because I don't know if you've noticed this, Pug son, but I'm noticing a theme with you being outside nude a lot.
Me?
Yeah, like with the rubbish guy.
Yes, you
Yeah,
sort of
rubbish
end up in
truck.
these
There's
scenarios.
another scenario with you outside nude, and I was like, okay.
The guy's making the noise
Yes.
over the road.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing about it is, if it happens at night and I have to get up, then I'm naked. I'm always naked. That's just how it is. So there was a party over the road. I went outside just to see what was going on, just to check what I could do.
Sure.
Do I have to worry about these guys, or can I smash them all? Because it was about 4 o'clock in the morning at that point. Of course, I went outside and the sensor, our sensor light went off and spotlighted me on the front porch, and there he was.
That's terrifying.
In all his glory. Yeah, it was pretty good.
magnificent. Oh, that's good to hear, mate. Good to hear. Now, listen, we did the Big Show, Big Poll today, earlier in the show. What was your sporting event of the weekend? There's so much New Zealand success across the board. The White Ferns, the Black Caps, the America's Cup, the Constellation Cup, all of and the
Liam Lawson
from Formula One. So we'll be having a look at that, and of course, as always, what's on the TV with me, Mike Minogue.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jase, Mike, and Keezy. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Welcome back, you massive backbones. Hope you're getting through your Monday tickety-boo. You're listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Tui.
Get it in ya.
Yeah, definitely. In celebration of the great return.
Thank you.
I say long-awaited. No, I suppose that works too. Return of the famous Tui billboards.
Yes, they are famous, aren't they?
Have you had many ideas, fellas, in terms of billboards on 3483 while I've been away that you can recall? Or
Nothing immediately jumping to mind. There's a lot of...
There's a lot we can't say on air.
There's a lot of filth,
Yeah.
Jase, if I could say that, man.
Yes.
But yeah, people are certainly making an effort, and we've probably put up, how many would you say have gone up the flagpole there? Probably about 800, 900.
Wow.
Almost too many to count at
Yeah,
this
yeah,
point.
yeah,
Like I
there's a
can
lot.
count to 800, but it gets pretty tough from there.
Hey, talking of filth, and the podcast outro today, we were kind of focused on old Pugsan's weekend. And because Pugsan, I'll let the people know out there, is actually in charge of the little clip we're about to play. So
That's right.
I'm hoping that it embodies, Pugsan, the chat that we had in the outro because you've stitched me up a few times of late.
I'm not. This isn't a stitch up, man. This does embody the podcast that we recorded earlier.
All right.
Okay, here we go. But yeah, I always find it very distracting, and then I'll pause it while she's on her phone, and I'll go,
Yeah, I do that.
seriously, I can find something else.
Yep.
And she's like, no, seriously, I am watching.
Used to be the same when I put a movie on and people would be talking in the room. I just like, pause it.
Yeah.
I'll let you finish.
Yeah. Whenever you're done,
yeah.
we can watch the movie, I guess.
Yeah, totally. Talk about
So true, man.
Talk about scooting past the point there.
It's a good chat, wasn't it?
It was a
Ooh.
really good chat.
Can I just say most of the chat about my weekend was being chatted by you about my weekend?
yeah.
Well,
You know what I mean?
From what you told us, Pugs.
No, I didn't tell you anything, Jase. Also, have a gaze at our Instagram at Hauraki Big Show. New video up now.
Beautiful.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keezy.
Lincoln Park there on the radio, Hauraki Big Show. But right now it's time for
The Big Poll.
Yes, as previously mentioned, it's been a massive, humongous sporting weekend. So we put it to you. What for you, New Zealand, was a sporting event of the weekend?
Now, we had a few, didn't we? We had the America's Cup.
Yes.
Where we won for the third consecutive time. Team New Zealand there. Kia kaha.
Aye.
The White Ferns winning the T20 World Cup for the first time in the history for male or female teams.
Brilliant.
The Black Caps winning on Indian soil in the first test of a 3-tier series. Only the third time in the history that we've done so on Indian soil. You've got Liam Lawson, who drives around in a little car.
Yeah. What
In
can
a
I
what?
ask? Can I ask what car he actually drives around?
It's potentially Red Bull, but that would in
Wow.
fact it is Red Bull.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Australia got pounded by the Silver Ferns, 64-50
Yes.
in the Constellation Cup, which I didn't see coming. We've been not great in the netball for some years now as well. So, yeah, plenty on, and no doubt a lot we missed. There's a lot of rugby on as well. So it'd be great to hear what's come through there. Pugs.
It's like a resurgence of New Zealand sport.
Yeah, it's been huge. There's actually been a lot of variety in the old Instagram submission there at Hauraki Big Show if you want to get your take in.
Do we want to guess here, Mogi?
You can. I've got nothing. I can't think of anything else.
Right. Okay. Hit us with it then, Pugs.
Okay, overwhelmingly, it's going to Liam Lawson and his kaka.
Wow.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Obviously, there's a few in there for Black Caps, White Ferns, smashing 20 beers responsibly in the Sun and Wanaka. There's one here from Mr. Mike Minogue, Pugs getting that.
Oh, yeah.
I won't say that. But largely, it's Lawson F1 Masterclass. Liam Lawson being a massive backbone at the USGP.
It's pretty amazing,
It's
isn't
coming
it?
up F1,
Yes,
baby.
You know, and it's sort of an indicative of a couple of things about New Zealanders. One, by and large, they love their cars. I don't.
True.
But by and large, they
Yes.
do.
How can you not love your Tita truck?
Oh, well, I do. I mean, that's different.
Yeah.
That's a truck, not a
But
car.
also, there's that. And then also that you can finish ninth, and be regarded as the most successful Kiwi of the weekend.
Yeah, true.
Despite multiple victories by other teams.
Also, F1, very, very hot right now. Obviously, Drive to Survive on Netflix is blowing it the heck up. So there's a lot of popularity around
I've
that.
heard people talk about that series and say, God, that series is blowing up. But I've never heard anybody say, I've watched it and I really like it. But I've heard people say, oh, it's blowing up. So, is it? I hear people say it is.
You know, and just very quickly, speaking of New Zealand sporting resurgence, chuck old Lydia Cohen there. Not this weekend, obviously, but what a year she's had as well. It's just good times, good feels all round, feels.
Yeah, what was your result of the weekend?
Oh, look, I think it's got to be a tie between the White Ferns and the Black Caps.
Well, and I would probably agree. I tell you what, can I be honest with you, man?
Sure.
If it was and this is my taste in sport, not because it's females, all right?
Okay.
If it was a 50 over World Cup and we won that final, it would mean infinitely more to me than a T20 World Cup final because
Sure.
I don't like or rate T20 cricket.
Neither do I, Mogi, to
Yeah.
be fair, and I've made my thoughts on that very clear, but still a massive achievement
and
nonetheless.
undoubtedly it is. But
Yes.
that for me would be like, if it was that, then head and shoulders above it would be the one. But I do have a soft spot in my heart for the Black Caps and that victory, because that goes back 70 odd years.
Totally, man. How good.
But can I just say,
Yes.
easily the White Ferns there for me, and I'm disgusted that you even had to pause there.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jase, Mike and Keezy. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Yes, indeed, AC/DC there on the radio. Hauraki Big Show this Monday evening. Let's get into a bit of TV chat. What's on the telly with Mike Minogue? You know what I'm reminded of every time I do that? You know those lung tests you used to do at the doctors?
Oh, yeah.
I was so bad at those, even when
Yeah.
I was a non-smoker.
I remember feeling very, yeah.
How does that go?
What have you been watching, Mogi?
Seinfeld, man, you heard of that? Got it.
Don't even.
Well, over the weekend, it was just pure sport.
Sure.
So I really haven't got much to add than the sports discussion that we've already had. I've got a few things on the lineup, but really, yeah, nothing to add. But I imagine you've watched a hell of a lot of stuff over your week off.
Well, actually, interestingly enough, as we've previously discussed on the show, a lot of sport over the last weekend. I watched a movie last night called Woman of the Hour. Starring Anna Kendrick and directed
Can I just
by
say-
Anna Kendrick.
Can I just say, this sounds like garbage. Can I also say, is this the serial killer one?
Yes.
Yeah, righto.
Yeah. And you know, my wife and I
Yeah.
were about 5 minutes into it, and I went,
My wife.
yeah, I said, my wife. I said, darling, what do you reckon? She went, oh, you know, but she was on her phone anyway. So
Yeah, what does it matter?
It didn't matter. And it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
You know, and Anna Kendrick, she's okay. And I can't remember the name of the actual serial killer on it. It's
Yeah.
about a serial killer based on a true story.
Quite an interesting setup, but I don't know if I'd waste my time making a movie out of it. It's such a lot of work. So, Pugs into the people out there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to regale you, Pugs.
Okay, I'm keen.
But you'll be like the audience, the listeners out there for Radio Hauraki who are listening in the cars and their workplaces at she okay?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is about a woman who goes on a game show. It's a dating thing, and
Yes.
she is one, and she has to choose a winner out of the three contestants. She chooses one. They go away together on this date, and they have to come back and report. But the guy eventually gets found out to be, he's a serial killer.
Serial killer.
Is it BKT or BTK? He's not one of the good ones. He's quite nasty.
Right.
So it's about the fun times that she had on her weekend away with him.
But it was
Wow.
also...
That sounds quite interesting to watch.
Well, no, it's your classic sort of, you know, I'm just kind of over
Sure,
it.
yeah.
But listen,
We've had content up to our eyeballs over the years, haven't we, Woody James?
we have, that's the problem.
Oh,
And,
God.
you know, he eventually was convicted for 7 murders.
Holy
but
moly.
they reckon it was about 130.
Yeah.
It
Spoiler alert.
was that bad. And when he was first caught, he was let out on bail for a little while where he killed 3 people.
Yeah.
So it's kind of depressing. The guy, Zapata, I can't remember his name, he's got a sinisterness about him that kind of worked.
Is there any sort of wacky hijinks?
No, not really. It's just brutal and sort of depressing there.
Is there any kind of sort of misunderstandings around room service when they're away or nothing like that?
No, none of
Maybe,
that,
you know,
Maggie.
sort of an unexpected bout of diarrhea or...
There was no real comedy, you know what I mean? There was no comedy going on at all.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
What'd you watch, Pug Son? I know what you watched.
Lime
Can't talk
Cordial,
about it on
Lime
here.
Cordial
Yeah.
live. I saw them at the town hall.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue and Keezy.
Gorillas there on the radio, Hauraki Big Show this Monday evening. And as we were previously talking about in the show, Mogi went to the Batch for a couple of days there and did a bit of hunting and fishing.
Yeah.
Got myself a dolphin, a few undersized snapper and all that sort of jazz. Some quail.
It's bountiful out there, isn't it?
It is very
I
bountiful.
mean, people say that the fish are on the wane, but the amount of snapper you and I have caught sort of around the 10 to 15 centimetre mark, unbelievable.
It's incredible, mate, especially when you're using a net. as opposed to like a hook or something like that.
Yeah.
And, and it's nice we're at the batch because there's always quail and pheasant walking around.
Yeah.
So I kill those bastards quick smart.
Actually, just on that note, we've got a tree outside of our bedroom window.
Yes.
And of a morning, you'll get woken by, it's quite odd, but around 5 till 6, the bird song will begin.
Yes.
And it's your tui and all sorts of things I haven't even heard before, a cacophony, a chorus of sort of different birds living in harmony together, sort of sing-songing to start the day. I went and slept in the spare room the other night for reasons I won't get into here, but down there... Down that end of the house, you couldn't hear it. There's still lots of trees down
nice.
there, but I thought it was the whole house was surrounded by birds singing, but it's this one tree. So I'm thinking I'll have that bastard chopped down.
Yeah, good call, man. No, seriously, good call.
Thanks. Because it's driving me up the goddamn wall. They squawk from 5 till 6 and they bugger off to get a feed, and I'm good after that. But
nice.
By that stage, I'm awake. Anyway.
So, yeah, there was a lot of hunting and fishing, a lot of killing. I didn't eat them, of course. They're gross. Which brings me to the Wild Food Festival, which I believe...
That brings you to the Wild Food Festival.
Yeah, totally. What's going on there, Pugsan? Because I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball here, as you can imagine.
No, totally, man. Well, 8th of March next year in Hokitika. It's all going to be going on.
Yeah.
How good.
We're going to be going down there.
Wow.
Us fellas.
That's right.
Yes.
We are going to be going down there, Jase. All of us. And that's going to be on my birthday, so you're going to make an extra effort. Now,
He keeps banging on about that just as a heads up.
just so you know, 8th of March.
Every
that's
time
my
it
birthday.
comes up.
Yeah, absolutely. We've also got the chance for one of our lovely punters
And can
to...
I tell you, it's tiring and tiresome.
Yeah, I can imagine, mate.
It's once a year, man.
It's pissed
It'll be
me
great.
off, and I've only heard it once.
If somebody, you're throwing me off now, man. If somebody wants to join us on this trip,
Who would, man?
They could, on my birthday of all days.
Well, that's the thing that's putting them off. I mean, I'd love to go to the World Food Festival, but if I'm just going to hear down there and Pugs are going to be banging on about his birthday.
If somebody wants to win flights, accommodation, and tickets for them and a mate, they can get amongst that at hauraki.co.nz. Otherwise, super early bird tickets to the Wild Foods Festival are on sale now from wildfoods.co.nz.
Good stuff, Pugs.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keezy.
Well, there you go, you mad bastards. That's your Monday show done and dusted. Good to get back in the saddle, on the bike, as they say there, Moogie. And what are your plans tonight, mate?
My wife's sister, my sister-in-law.
Yes.
She's here. She's up from Wellington. And then they've got their cousin coming over as well, so we'll be having a lovely whānau dinner.
Oh, nice.
This evening. I don't know what's going to be getting cooked up, but it better be good.
Yeah, well, I can tell you, a beautiful evening for it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, nice stuff. What about you, Pugsam? What are you getting up to, mate?
I'm just going to go home and chill, man. Maybe play a little bit of PlayStation there. And
Well, you'll be
hang out.
buggered after that weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's been a heavy
You guys-
weekend, so it's good stuff. Hey, and seriously though, Pugs, on a serious note, loving the hair, man. That's
Thanks,
looking
man.
good.
The old corgi's ass.
Yeah, but I tell you what, I'm just going to take it easy too, fellas.
Okay.
I had a bit of a stressful day with tradies today, so my wife and I will, as I mentioned earlier in the show, so close to finishing this bastard. My wife's got home and she loves the look of it, so we'll enjoy that together. Maybe watch something on TV.
Oh, yes.
While she's on her phone.
Yes. Well, you were saying that you're going to re-watch the T20 World Cup final from overnight.
Yeah, definitely. It's worth it. Totally, it's worth it.
Yeah, we smashed them.
Yeah, we absolutely smashed them. Hey, but listen, it's been a pleasure bringing you the show. Thanks for tuning in. Check out the podcasts. Check out our Instagram account. Till tomorrow. See you later.